Silver is heading to $100 sooner than you think. We have had the fall of Venezuela. We have some big moves coming in on oil, on silver, and then we're going to be talking about President Trump's next potential 5D chess move that involves Iran. So we are seeing some very interesting intelligence signals, and I want to combine it all for you guys watching this video so you have all the secret geopolitical and silver alpha out there, so you're prepared. You're not going to be unaware about what's going to happen next. So if you guys enjoy it, like the video, subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. We talk silver, we talk precious metals, we talk very important stuff, gold, and also what's happening in the world, bigger picture stuff. So if you enjoy that, join us on the journey right here. And let's get straight into the video. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to all the silver stackers out there like myself. Silver is going bananas. It is going well. We are getting higher and higher and higher, closer to $100. So, you know, the gateway to $100, it's not very far away now. It is climbing. It is surging. And it's surging off this intelligence that we're going to share with you very soon. But if we break down the technicals right now, how are we sitting? So I've actually got, you know, about roughly a month and a bit right here on the price chart, maybe 2 months, but the important section is right here. So we are seeing cataclysmic electrical voltage coming into the silver price right now, because you guys know there was a lot of FOMO, there was a lot of hype at this zone. We saw the silver briefly touch $83 just very quickly, but what we're starting to see is we're seeing solid moves in excess of $80 right now. So you can see the last few candles coming in live on this data. It is breaking, right? It is breaking. We are at $81. We were recently at $82.50. And why is this happening? You know, what is going on in the world that is driving up this silver price? And I think there's a lot of things, but I actually want to just maintain what I've been saying on the channel, what we've been predicting on the channel. And I think it's becoming true. So remember, you know, yes, there is a lot of excitement with silver. There is a lot of high energy at the moment, but remember, behind this asset there is a lot of strong industrial use, right? There is very strong industrial use. There's also very strong, you know, military application behind silver. So this is a very high utility metal, right? It's extremely high. You need this to run economies, you need this to run the military, and at the moment I think 2026, as we've predicted right here on this channel, we have been saying that 2026 will be the big geopolitical year. So it's starting to show itself to be true. And in that regard, you guys know we have had some big updates come in from Trump, breaking updates right here. He says, I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high quality sanctioned oil to the US. This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as president of the US to ensure it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. I have asked the Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. It will be taken by storage ships and brought directly to unloading docks in the US. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Now, if we actually have a look, this ties into potentially Trump's 5D chess move that I have seen float around in the intelligence corridors of the world right now. And what this actually means is, you know, the thing you have to understand about Venezuela, right? One big move you have to really consider is this is very close to the US, right? This country is very close to the USA. You know, Russia and China, they don't really have a shot at taking over Venezuela. This, you know, if the US wants Venezuela, like it has, and it has indicated that it wants Venezuela and it wants the oil, it has taken it over right now. Remember what we spoke about a couple of videos ago about Venezuela's oil supply. So Venezuela has the world's biggest reserve of oil, right? It's huge. It is astronomical. And this is potentially the prelude oil supplies the US needs to stabilize the oil market before Trump launches his next 5D chess move, which might be against Iran. Okay, so you can see right here, this is breaking intel. You're seeing big US Navy planes fly over the Middle East right here. And also at the same time, you are starting to see big protests in Iran as well. So we have some breaking intel come in. It is saying the anti-regime protesters have taken full control of the city of Abdanan, near the border with Iraq. Okay, so this is the new governor of Abdanan. It looks like a very nice group of people right there. But that's the new governor. Iran will be free, according to that post. And what we are seeing, right? We are seeing deployment of radar batteries to Tehran. They're saying Israeli attacks right there. But also, this could be the prelude before a massive attack on Iran. That is potentially the 5D chess move coming in for Trump. So what he's going to do is he might potentially have the oil, right? So the oil is captured in Venezuela. So if Iran, one of the big risks with Iran was they were going to like choke the oil, and there was going to be a huge problem with the oil supplies around the world if there was a war. But now that they've got the Venezuelan oil, that risk is going to be off the table. So potentially, I think, and again, this is just my own speculation, you're getting my alpha, and again, not financial advice, any of that stuff, I'm just sharing my thoughts. I think what potentially could happen here is they might spur a lot of anti-Iranian government protests in Iran, and we're seeing evidence of that. So I'm not just making that up. You're seeing them getting on edge. You're seeing the military planes there. You're seeing these guys take over that city. And what would be next is if the protesters get enough momentum in Iran, as in this snowballs into something big, and it doesn't get suppressed by the government, at that stage, that's probably when the USA will, Trump will launch his 5D chess move and just start bombing Iran. That's potentially what I think's on the cards. Okay, so put that on the radar as a potential 5D chess move from Trump. What does it mean for silver? So again, the silver market tends to front run some of this information. So I think what you potentially will see from silver, from gold, is, again, precious metals will be one of the big beneficiaries in 2026 if all this does come to fruition. Okay, so at the moment we are seeing, this breakaway, this kind of fight for, the future of the world, and it's really between, I think, big picture, it's going to be between the US and China. And their allies of each. So, you've got the US, you got UK, you got Europe. And then with China, you've got Russia, you've got Iran. You had Venezuela, but Venezuela is now out of the picture. So they have lost an ally right there. And, this is the way the world is kind of shaping up. So this is like the big geopolitical battle. It's the battle for leadership of the world. And the US might just try and, deconstruct this alliance between Russia, China, Iran, and any other country that is kind of hostile to that mix. So that is kind of the big picture of what is happening. And again, I want to reiterate, I think it's going to be interesting to see, what silver does. And look, there's a little bit of a massive sell-off right now. You can see a big red candle come through, but I think fundamentally, my position for silver still remains the same. So I am a believer that this has very good utility. It's also, it's a defensive mechanism also against US monetary printing out. So remember, to fund all these conflicts and this stuff, yes, they can capture oil, but they're going to do a lot of money printing as well. We know the US national debt is like 38 trillion. It's probably going to go to 40 trillion. And that's probably the most major important updates you have to have on the radar right now. So again, it is looking very, very interesting. And I want to shout out some of your comments. So guys, if you have comments and predictions about what's going to happen in silver, comment down below. At the moment, we are reading out your comments. And if you want to comment written out, spoken out in a video, just comment down below. Let's get through some of these today. So Young's Pistachio says diamond handing silver over here. So shout out to Young Pistachio. Right there, great move. Peter says, I've been hearing they are going to knock down the price from the 8th till the 12th to force the sell alarms. If the price dips and the premiums are up a bit, then this will be a great buying opportunity. So interesting comment right there. Again, 8th to the 12th. So that is tomorrow. Today is the 7th of January. And, potentially, look, we are seeing a big red candle right here, just slightly. So maybe they have front run that. But again, it's still in $80 territory. And remember, as this market gets more excitement, there's going to be more trading volume. There's going to be more leverage. People going to leverage and stuff with the silver price. Personally, I'm avoiding leverage. I'm not trading the short term. All I'm doing with my own trading strategy, my own thing is I'm just buying silver, right? I'm just buying silver over the long term, dollar cost average in, every here and there. And that's all I'm doing with silver. I'm not doing any advanced trading strategy for this. But, potentially there could be more manipulation coming in for the silver price. to consider right there. So good comment from Peter. And Justin says, not sure if that will work. If it's true that Shanghai is buying directly from miners for $3 over paper spot, the melt up will continue until Western vaults are empty. The China will determine the price of silver. We will see. So yes, there is also a big discrepancy as well with what's happening in China. And again, you have to understand why China is very nervous with what's happening in the world. Like, you got to put this all into picture. So remember, the geopolitics actually determines why these guys act the way they're doing. So remember, like, you've got the US, it's taken out Venezuela. It's now got its eyes on Iran. And then, after it knocks out Iran, maybe there will be a big push to knock out Russia as well, right? And then China is completely isolated. It doesn't have any allies, and then it can just get cut off externally. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. And remember, it's all played out with, deception to some degree. So it's not usually what they say in the mainstream news, the headlines. They can just be kind of propaganda techniques. But we're going to try and decipher on this channel exactly what they're doing and some signals coming out of it. So very interesting stuff right here. And that's a massive update for silver. So looking good today. A little bit of volatility coming through just recently on the price, but it's looking strong. Guys, appreciate you watching. If you want the next update, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one. Economic Zeus signing out.